what is coaching and what happens in it? Well, the way I see it is it's really helping others achieve their ambitions. And like any sort of coach in sport or anything like that, we're pushing that person beyond their own, belief systems or what they believe is possible for them. And we spend a lot of the time, working with them to help them understand who they are and helping them to grow who they see themselves to be. Now, I often say the big difference between coaching and mentoring is where someone shares their own personal experiences and tells them what they would do if they were in the shoes. That's not what coaching. Coaching is very much about helping the individual find their own answers. So in that sense, it's very much a sort of questioning, encouraging them in that space. Likewise, the difference between coaching and therapy, which I'll come on to a little while, is coaching is very forward facing, very much into the future. Where do you want to be? Whilst therapy can often, while still doing that, can be very much about digging into the past to unlock the stuff in the past. But let's just look at some of the key tasks that we do in coaching. The first thing is goal clarity, having a ruthless focus upon one thing you're really trying to work on and making sure that around that we have absolute clarity through using SMART objectives, through visualizations and things like that. So we absolutely know what the client is looking to get to. Then one of the key things we've got to look is what's blocking them? What stopped them from being in that place right now? And how can we unlock some of those blocks? And then we're going to be encouraging them to really exploring what are the different strategies to brainstorm. How could they get to where they want to get to? And around that, we'll sort of encourage them to find the key criteria of selection, to evaluate the different options so they come to their own decision about what is the best strategy for success for them. Then we're going to set an action plan, working back from outcome, having clarity with very clear milestones and specific measurements so we know we're on the way to where we want to get to. And then comes the other really important part that the coach does, is holding the client to their commitments. Because we'll say, right, okay, what are you going to do next week? And then they come back the following week, said, have you done that? Why have you not done it? Let's discuss what happened, when you did do it, all things like that. And then the final thing we are really doing is supporting them in that process. And we should never underestimate how important witnessing of someone doing something is. You see it all the time at the gym. If someone's not pushing you, then you sort of like give up halfway. And so we force them and we encourage them, but we also help them when they go into the inevitable declines that goes on with all processes of change. And obviously, we bring a lot of our own skill training into this stuff. So we can actually teach them about different things that they're struggling with, be it procrastination, decision making, leadership, presence, presentation skills, whatever it happens to be. So that's a quick rundown of what coaching is.